So we're going to shoot a DAC curve today with a shear wave. Got my 70-degree block here. I've already just calibrated the machine, so we're good to go. And so what a DAC curve is, it's a distance amplitude correction. And so essentially it's a calibration within a calibration. And so to shoot a DAC curve or have it considered a curve, you'll need 3 points. And so what I'm going to set it to is 80% for the first indication. I'm going to mark that there. And as you know, as we get the indication and we get the indication there, set 80, and the further we move back, it's going to bounce down and bounce back up. The further we move back, the further away and down lower the indication is, because you're going to lose some of the signal due to attenuation. So the next one might be over here, and the third one might be over here. So essentially it makes a curve. And what this curve does, it's essentially a go, no-go line, excuse me. Where anything above this is no-go. Anything down in here is a maybe. And then if you get one that, you set the further down past the 6 dB drop, then this is a go. And so when you're done calibrating and you're setting up, and usually you set up with the material that you're using, so that way you could determine in a quick glance if it's a no-go, as in there's a flaw in there that needs to be cut out, or it's a flaw that needs to be evaluated a little more, or it's a flaw that does not meet the criteria to be investigated further. So it kind of speeds things up a little bit. So I'm gonna throw some couplet on here. And I got my screen. I don't have a DAC function or DAC saving function on my scope here. So I went ahead and used this little piece of plastic. This is actually carpet protected. I use this all the time. So I'll just throw it over my screen, do my DAC calibrations, and I'll leave it on there with the machine on when I'm out in the field doing work that needs a DAC curve or DAC curve evaluation. So there's our first signal here. I'm going to bump this down until it's 80% screen height. I'll bump my gate over. Gate start. All right, at 80. And so that's our first mark, our first indication. So I'm gonna mark this with a little blue dot. So that's our first one. And as I move back, you're gonna notice that the signal is gonna drop down and it's gonna come back up. So it drops down. Here's the second signal here. Right about here, I'm gonna maximize the signal. I'll put a mark on that. And here's my, gets a third signal, I'll maximize that. Maximize that. And so if you notice, the curve would go, I'm gonna make this a little larger so we can see it. And the curve will come down and go up. So anything, if you get any indication, so you shoot them and you get this bad boy here and it's peaking up here, that's no-go. So that's a reject. So no-go, reject. If you have other indications down in here, if we do the 6 dB drop and it's within that, then this is a maybe. Anything down in here is a go. So like I said, essentially it's a calibration within a calibration, and it's supposed to speed up your evaluation time. And you'll plot it just like how I did here, just like on the screen. And that's a DAC curve with a shear wave.